Sup dickheads, Gobbo's back, and we are back with round 2 of the BPRL Season 5. We're in Bahrain, and as you can see in the top left, my first lap time has put me P3, which was not too bad. So we're going to jump straight into our fastest lap. So we're opening up the lap, and coming across the line in 8th gear, breaking down to 2nd gear for turn 1. I'm completely out of sync, cutting slightly turn 2, but we'll ignore that, because it wasn't really much of a cut. So at the moment we are 1/10 up on our previous time, so we're going to go quickly into 2nd gear, back up to 3rd to get the turn in for turn 4. Could have been slightly better on traction on the exit, but we are 1.3 tenths up. We're going to take turns 5 and 6 and 7 quite nicely, breaking down into 8. You can see we're 2.5 tenths up now, basically 3 tenths up on our best time. So right now, like, if we could have continued that kind of improvement into our lap, would have been amazing, but we've made a mistake through 9 into 10, braked too early, got on the curb, and that's like the exit has killed our lap time. We've lost about a tenth at least through there, and but anyway, accelerating down from 10 to 11, one of my favourite corners. I love turn 11 if you get it right. And as you can see, even though I went negative, went positive on my delta, I've gained 3 tenths just through that corner alone, which was incredible. Now through the final corner, well, second to last corner, and into the final sector, we were purple by 0.315 tenths of a second. As we come towards the final corner now, I'm going to spot a braking point just past the 100 metre board, down into 3rd gear, again up to 4th, and we're going to get a worse exit than we did last time. As you can see, the delta is dropping quite significantly, and we're going to cross the line and set a 30.795. so as I said, that could have been at least 3 or 4 tenths faster considering all the time I lost throughout the lap, but that put us in 7th eventually. So it's 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's WAG 1, and away we dank for Bahrain, one of my favourite tracks. Let's see where we can go from 7th place, P7 on the grid. We're immediately going to get a better start on Sinan and Callum, so we're going to wedge our kite in there. That was probably not very wise, but maybe should have been given more space. They're both going to go wide. I'm going to come back onto the track, Sinan, and I'm going to get absolutely obliterated, spam round. I'm sure everyone knows what happened in turn 1 and 2 by now, but yeah, down in last place on lap 1 again, second race running, which is brilliant. So at this point, I was excited actually, to be honest, because recent races I've started to get a lot more aggressive in overtakes and stuff. So I was licking my lips at a chance to get back through the field, even though I would have liked to be up there in the top 4 at the moment. But anyway, we're going to get past Saban and Callum as they pit. So it's going to chuck us back into P14 before we know it. And yep, so as you can see there, a little bit of damage on the front right end plate, just yellow wing. So I think that is fixable in the pits, because they don't usually fix a lime green wing, but they're going to fix this one. So on the end of lap 2, we are on the back of Eric the Gamer in his second race, back from his very long break. And anyway, we're going to go around his outside, but he's going to send it up our inside in the braking zone. We're going to see that one coming. Just going to let him do it. Cut underneath him. Job done. Absolutely fine. And on the end of lap 3 now, we have caught up to Schilling, aka Mark, our resident. He's our new German actually, because we have to fill our quota. We have to have some Germans. We have to have some black people, some Asians, etc, etc. But he might as well not be German, because he's like a Hamilton fan and hates Rosberg, and he's basically British in every kind of way, shape or form. But anyway, we're going to get a run on him into turn 4. We're going to put a move up his inside, a little bit of a dive bump, but we're going to leave space on the outside. As is the nature of a corner, there is a lot of space to go 2 wide through there, even 3 wide sometimes, and I'm going to back off slightly to let him have that position. There wasn't really much point going 2 wide side by side through 5 and 6 and 7, but yep, so through 8 we are behind him, but hopefully we're going to stick with him through 9 and especially 10. As you can see, he's gone slightly deeper. I've taken a very nice line, gotten the apex perfectly, maybe compromise on exit slightly, but anyway, that's not a problem. We are in his DRS, and looks like the move is going to be done. Just going to brake slightly later, get on the curb, seal the deal. Pretty nice move. So that's us up into P11 on lap 4. So kind of the recovery drive is on. Certainly at this point, we're definitely making positions up very quickly. But then, as you can see, the big gap ahead of us. So at this point I was just going to try and break the DRS from Mark as quickly as possible, because I didn't want to get stuck in like a kind of battle, a nitty gritty battle. But I've fucked that up completely with a poor exit, very poor exit. He's going to jump right back in my slipstream and go for the move. He's going to go up my inside, and I was feinting to the inside, and then I was going to go down, well, feint to the outside, go to the inside, and as you can see, I clipped my end plate on his car, and that definitely meant I was meant to pit on lap 6, but that consigned me to pitting on lap 5, so strategy is only 1 lap out of a place at the moment, so could be worse. My phone goes off. So anyway, we're in the pits now. It is kind of, I suppose it is a good job that I did get that end plate damage, because I'm still not 100% sure whether they would have fixed that wing or not, like with a little bit of damage from turn 1, but they fixed it anyway, so not a problem. 8.8 second stop, meh, basically, not obviously not quick, not slow, well, not really slow. As Jake retires from the session, so we are back out in 15th place out of 17, so it's not looking good at this point. And top right there you can see our medium tyre pace is pretty good, setting a 34.5 on one of our first laps, and we are now on the back of Saban, who has dropped off Callum, who he pitted with earlier on because of damage by quite a lot. So looking to get the move done pretty early on him. Obviously you can see I'm in the DRS, but maybe he's running quite low wings because I wasn't really catching. But anyway, I've gained up in the braking zone, and
whoa, fucking hell, Saban! What the fuck, man?
yeah, and that happens. So that was great, and all these positions I worked so hard to catch. Well, Mark and these guys, so obviously Brandon, Mark and Simon, gonna stream right past me, which was fucking annoying, and it's alright. Gonna come into the pits now, get that wing change. So pitting on lap 10 for my second stop of the race, which is like far from ideal. Just look at the minimap now. I mean, like, I'm coming out of the pits on to start lap 11, and the leader is already going into sector 3, and second and third place are in turn 11, and I'm just in turn 1 now. So that is a big fucking gap. So obviously I'm never going to make that gap up, but even if you look at the next place car, Sinan's, I think ghost car actually, because he disconnected, he's a couple corners ahead of me. So anyway, we've set the fastest lap of the race in the time being, as we have now caught up to Saban again, who had to do a pit stop a lap later than us. And this time, unsurprisingly, I was fuming at him at the time, and I was like, if he doesn't let me through, I'm going to fucking kill him. But he let me through, so fair play to him. And so we're in 14th up to 30th now at this point, because Brandon has pitted onto the super softs. That's definitely something to watch out for. So he's come out a few seconds behind us, but obviously on the quicker tyre, so he'll have one more stop to make like us. And at this point you can see my front left on 69%, and Brandon's going to make an easy move up our inside, DRS assisted, and 72% now later on in the lap, and I'm starting to worry about the safety of these tyres. And I've got Matt all over my arse as well, so he's going to absolutely send it into turn 10. Boom, almost hit Brandon, as Brandon and Sean having a little scrap. Tyre has made it through turn 10 without locking up horribly on 72%. So at this point I'm thinking I'm probably going to make it to the pits without getting a puncture. But Matt's going to put a very aggressive move on me there actually. Didn't really give me much chance, or made it difficult for me to get on the power on the exit of 11. But fair enough, he's on the quicker tyre, so he's made that move stick. 75% now on that front left, so it's all about just getting to the pits now, as there's a tasty little battle up ahead between those three for turn. Oh, as Sean cuts across Matt. But yeah, 76%. We're going to come into the pits now for another set of softs to go to the end of the race. At this point, like, I mean, 4.1 second stop, like, what the fuck is that all about? There wasn't even any damage to fix or anything, and they got a 4.1 second stop, well, 4.2 really, so yeah, bit strange. But at this point you can see where I am out on track. Points paying position is in like turn 7 or 8 at the moment. Yeah, it's in turn 7, going into turn 8 now, so we're absolutely miles off the points. But I was still having a bit of fun out there. So and I thought, you never know. As you can see, I've got 1.5 laps of fuel to burn off. So having a bit of fun, setting some kind of decent lap times on these tyres, and yep, keeping it kind of consistent. And here we have Brandon and Simon both coming out of the pits. So we're going to jump Brandon, who was just ahead of us before we pitted, and jump Simon. And right now, these softs weren't amazing. Like I'd already pushed them past their quickest, and you can see I'm still setting 33s. But Brandon was, if he could have got past Simon, which he couldn't because Simon was lagging a little bit. So thank fuck for that. Thank you, Simon. Brandon would have overtaken me, and that at the time was for the last points paying position, as Sean came into the pits, which promoted all of us up to 10th, 11th and 12th. And we are finally on the last lap of a race, and we have caught Mark for what seems like, I don't know, the 12th or 13th time this race, but in actual fact it's probably in the second time. But anyway, we were kind of close to him on lap 28, but not close enough to make a move. But at this point I think he pitted on the same lap as us actually, so his tyres are in maybe a slightly worse state because obviously I've been catching him. So my tyres are looking absolutely fine. 59% is my highest on the front left, so I'm going to clearly be pushing this final lap. He's going to get a kind of poor line and not accelerate too well on the exit of 10. So we're in the DRS now, and he's gonna, I probably should have gone to make the move on the inside, but he's covered the inside, so we're going to Mario Kart and third gear all the way around the outside. We're almost going to make it stick, but because I wasn't that familiar with racing him, I wasn't 100% confident on trying to go too wide through there. But now I'm going to leave you with my rendition of Sean Ryan's debut single, Yes.
No, hold on. I might get it, come on! Come on! Yes! 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 Thank you! Wait, what? No, please, no! Oh no, I crossed in P9! Fuck's sake!
So as you would have heard, fucking devastated with not getting that P9. Worked so hard, but 39 seconds off the leader, considering I was about 50 seconds off at my lowest point, was pretty decent, so it showed I had the pace. But yeah, so Sam won, even though it says he was third because he disconnected, so his time got fucked up. Then Matteo, Josh Bond, Luke, Eric, Connor, Callum, my teammate, after recovering from pitting on lap 1, then other Callum, Mark, myself, and then Brandon, the dickhead that didn't manage to score points. So yep, cheers for watching, guys, and I won't be able to race in China, so I'll see you in Russia. Peace out, motherfuckers.